Red to the Outlaw 42.
Yep, 42. Obviously, it's still Lobdell on art. On writing, sorry. Art was a little confusing because, yeah, God help us. The cover said Messina, so I was expecting Messina. Opened it up, and the credits page tells me it's Paolo Pantalina, who I wasn't familiar with. What I will say is, I honestly thought for about half this issue that it was Rocafort, just not on the top of his game.
Oh, okay.
Like it looks exactly like what you expect from Rocafort, just not as strong. It's not terrible, but it is noticeably not Rocafort at his A game. But it is very much that style, which is a bit frustrating. The issue's a bit all over the place. You've got some of the stuff with the Generation Next. Is that what they're called in this?
Generation Next.
Generation Outlaw.
There you go.
Whatever they are. Yeah, they're all at Mar Guns, and they're basically like Bizarro's all doing meditation. He's all Zen now, apparently, and they're like, "Nah, this guy's evil as shit. Let's make him be evil." And then basically all it boils down to is they all end up sitting there meditating with him because he's good at that now. Apparently, I don't know. There's a running gag in this where someone says something and the other character just goes deep. Like, oh yeah, that was real deep, man. And there's one here with Bizarro saying, no one am monster, and it's doomed, just going deep. There's another one with Pup earlier on, I think it was with Margun. Margun talking about Jason going, I see him as I ever have, a frightened little boy, and Pup's like, what could possibly scare him? It just says him, and she goes, himself, and Pup there going deep, and it's terrible. There's like one page with the big sister of the triplets or the trio in the Iceberg Lounge. I think she was called Big Suze or something, but that might be just a Peep Show character, so I'm not going to confidently say that anymore. But the big sister, anyway, who's kind of in charge, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm making loads of money, and it feels so out of place because there's just one page of her looking over the casino, being like, yeah, bring all your chips. Who knew I'd make more money being legit than ever? And that's it. That's the whole thing in this issue with her, and I don't understand why it's here. It's so pointless. But then the main bulk of the issue is Jason and Artemis. Artemis's hair is growing back really fast because she had a shaved head look, and Jason's like, "What's going on with the hair?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, it's enchanted. Didn't you know?"
I mean, she is Amazonian, so who, you know.
And she's like, he's like, "What, enchanted?" She's like, "Well, how do you think I manage a 5-foot ponytail in battle?" And she's like, "Fair enough, I guess." She's got a whole thing with apples where she's like, "Oh my god, apples! They're amazing," because she's been on terrible Earth wherever she's been, and she's like, "I don't even want to eat it. It's so beautiful." And Jason's like, "It's meant to be eaten. It's fine." And they're kind of walking and talking, and she's, "Oh yeah, I don't really miss him, but Roy would have been thrilled to have you and Bizarro back. It was one of the last conversations we ever had." And she's just like, "What the hell, Jason? Roy's dead." Like, way to bury the lead. It's kind of funny, just not even telling her, just like dropping it in casual. And then we have a Heroes in Crisis recap, and being like, "Oh yeah, so yeah, Wally was on trial for murder and all that. It sucks." And it was a whole thing.
Just what you want when you're enjoying a good issue of Red Hood, a nice recap of Heroes in Crisis.
Oh, yeah, it's just what I wanted. And I was like, so why aren't you taking revenge on this Wally West? And he's like, it was an accident. I'm not going to kill someone over something that was an accident. I went, and I'm there going, really? You, Jason Todd, aren't going to kill someone over an accident? But then they have what is supposed to be a nice moment where she hugs him and they stand in the sun, and it's all nice, whatever. But they have a big thing at the end where they're like, "So about what happened before we left when we kissed?" And she's like, "Well, I thought I was going to die. Can't be helped." And they go, "Well, we'll try it again and see how it is." But the kiss, and they're both like, "Nope, it's like kissing a brother." And then there's the narration at the end going, "Oh well, we both lied, but oh well, it was fine for now." And I'm like, ugh. The only other thing was when they're all doing, meditation and all chill with Bizarro. The baby one, the evil 3-month-old baby, I was actually a little bit confused because it's definitely doing something evil because it obviously usually talks in full sentences, but it does a bit of baby speech at one point.
Yeah.
And it touches Bizarro's shoulder like it's putting something on there, but then it pulls its hand back and it's got something in its hands, like a little metal circle with some red in it. And I don't remember that being on Bizarro's shoulder before. I don't know what it is. So I was actually really confused as to why this was here. Like, if it had done it the other way around, if it had been the panel of it holding something and then it touched Bizarro's shoulder, I'd be like, okay, sure, it's planting something on him. As it was, I'm genuinely just confused as to what happened. I don't actually know. This isn't even me complaining about the story. Maybe this will make sense eventually. I'll understand it. But in terms of the art and the sequential storytelling here, it just didn't make any sense to me. I don't understand what happened. I don't understand what the point was. It's a real problem. Oh yeah, there's another random one-page cutaway at some point to Times Square, where this couple come out of a play or something, and they're walking along. Oh, we got reservations somewhere, and some like homeless-looking dude's like, oh, I need, and they're like, oh, I don't have any change. He's like, oh, not money, I need salvation for all of us. And that's it from that. So there's two completely different one-page cutaways that lead to absolutely nothing in this book, which is just infuriating. Why? Do it when it has context, or do something more with them. Don't just have a whole page devoted to something completely irrelevant that has no context for anything. It doesn't set up anything seemingly. If you're going to tease something, have it in a sensible place. Like this tease, if this was at the very end of the book and this was like the last page tease, okay, sure. But this is just like 2/3 through, and it makes no sense. It's just, I can't get my head around how stupid some of the decisions and the pacing are here in terms of these cutaways to various other things. The Iceberg Lounge one might even be worse, because at least this here, I understand it's setting up something. The Iceberg Lounge one is just like, oh, we'll check in with characters we haven't seen in an arc. I don't care. Yeah, art is not amazing. It's fine, it's serviceable. There are more than a handful of panels, especially featuring Artemis, that I think are really not great. Odd proportions on her lips and her face and such. But most of the time it's okay. It really wants to be Rockefeller though. It's a shame. But yeah, I'll give it like a 3.5.